Hello everybody, welcome back. If you haven't been here before, my name is Debbie and I read a lot of books. Today I've got an audiobook for you. I don't listen to audiobooks very often, I quite like to be able to just read the words, but this book was only available in audiobook and I really wanted to read it, so I thought let's get the audiobook. I can listen to it on my walks at work, in the car, that kind of thing, and I finished it this morning because I only had about half an hour left to listen to, so after my shower I thought I'd have a listen to it as I was doing my hair and makeup and stuff and getting ready for the day. So yeah, today's book is The Secrets of Sunshine by Phaedra Patrick. There you go, can you see that? The author's name is said two different ways at the end of this book. It's Phaedra Patrick and Phaedra Patrick, so I'm not completely sure which one it is. So I've been going off a pronunciation online that said Phaedra. As I said, at the very end of this book when it does the credits, it's said twice in two different ways. The first time it says Phaedra, and then the second time it says Phaedra. So if anybody can enlighten me as to which way is actually the right way, please let me know. The cover art is stunning. Because this is an audiobook, it means I cannot see who did the artwork for it. I think usually when I have tried to find it, it's usually on like the back page or something where it tells you like who did the artwork. But yeah, it's just gorgeous. There's flowers on it, there's the letters and the birds and the heart lock. Yeah, it's just so gorgeous. This one is read by Matthew Lloyd Davis, and its duration on audiobook is 8 hours and 2 minutes. I read this on double speed. I'm a quick reader, and it also means that I listen to audiobooks. I feel like I need it in a slightly quicker form, so I put it on double speed. Apparently you can also hear it on triple speed, which was way too fast for me. I wouldn't be able to understand a word of that. Let's get in with the blurb, shall we? It's summer in the city and passions are soaring along with the temperature for everyone but Mitchell Fisher, who hates all things romance. He relishes his job cutting off the padlocks that couples fasten to the famous love story bridge. Only his young daughter Poppy knows that behind his prickly veneer, Mitchell still grieves the loss of her mother. Then one hot day, everything changes when Mitchell courageously rescues a woman who falls from the bridge into the river. He's surprised to feel an unexpected connection to her, but she disappears before he can ask her name. Desperate to find out her identity, Mitchell is shocked to learn she's been missing for almost a year. He teams up with her spirited sister Liza on a quest to find her again. However, she's only left one clue behind. A message on the padlock she hung on the bridge. Yeah. This is in contemporary family sagas, humorous fiction and romance. And yeah, this was just a really lovely book about a single father who is grieving his wife, trying to raise his 10-year-old child. And when this big thing happens at the beginning of the book where he sees a woman fall into the river and without thinking he just jumps in to save her, his entire world is just turned upside down. He doesn't know her name. All he knows is that she was wearing a yellow dress and, was it pineapple earrings? Those are the things that he remembers. And then he's knocked unconscious on the bridge and goes to hospital, and after that he realises he never found out her name and he wants to find her and try to understand the connection that he felt with her just in those few minutes of when he was saving her. And yeah, it then just goes down this whole story of him coming to terms with the death of his wife. You find out more information about what happened to his wife as you go through the book, and the relationship he creates with the missing woman's sister, Liza, and then the secrets that that family is keeping. And when he finds out that Yvette, the woman that he saved from the bridge, has been missing for a year, and then her family is there going, wait, she's been missing for a year and you've just seen her, like, what's going on? And so he teams up with the sister Liza to find out what happened, and he takes his daughter Poppy along, and it's a really sweet love story in there, as well as him coming to terms with the death of his wife and allowing his heart to open up to somebody who seems to be so different from his wife, and realising that it's not something that he needs to worry about. And in response to him jumping off the bridge to save Yvette, a magazine kind of gets involved and encourages people to write letters to him, and for like this competition type thing where he gets to pick a winner from all the letters he receives. He gets really overwhelmed by all the letters that he receives. He's able to incorporate those letters into something for his daughter to work on at school, where he's talking about like the history of where they live, and as like a positive story. And then you also see his connect and disconnect from his job, where basically he has to cut the locks off of this love bridge. And you see him as kind of like a bit of a grump at the beginning, but also because he's grieving. And you see just how his personality changes and how the events of the story help him to kind of just move on and open his heart again. Because you realise that the grief, he's kind of in the denial stage, like he still feels like he can see his wife everywhere. And you realise that it's not completely closed off, because his daughter can see the man that he really is, but it's like he's got a protective casing over his heart at the moment because of just how he's dealing with everything. And yeah, it was just a beautiful book, and as somebody who has gone through a lot of grief, and it's kind of heightened at the moment due to a significant birthday in my family, yeah, this felt like just the right time to read it or listen to it. I'm gonna get emotional. Seeing Mitchell going through that grief and getting through that stumbling block, basically, because it feels like he's been stuck on this one particular phase of grief for a very long time, and it's him taking that moment of going, somebody just fallen off the bridge and I'm just going to go in and save them. It's just that moment that just triggers everything else and helps him onto the next phase. And also the letters he receives also help with that. And then just the fact that he's teamed up with Liza, the sister, and you also hear from the other sister and realise the secrets that she may be keeping, and you get this whole back, because there's a bit of a mystery in there in regards to Yvette going missing, and the fact that the only thing left is the memories that the family has, and the heart-shaped lock that she left on the bridge with a note, and them trying to kind of decode what that message means and who it's for. Yeah, I just really enjoyed it. It's beautiful. I think Phaedra Patrick is now up there as a favourite author for me. This is only book number 2, but... oh, was this book number 3? This is book number 3! This was book number 3 for me, because I've done The Library of Lost and Found, and the other one was The Bookshare. I really love The Bookshare. That has to be one of my favourite books I've read this year so far. Yeah, this is an author that I'm going to be going and reading everything. There were a couple of other audiobooks on there as well, but at the moment, after doing one audiobook, I feel like I need a break. I prefer having something where I can see the words. I do know of people who like to listen and read at the same time, which I think is an interesting way to do it. It would be interesting to try and do that at some point, to actually listen and read along with the audiobook. That seems like an interesting concept to me. Yeah, I just loved it. I thought it was beautiful and heartwarming as somebody who's been going through some heightened grief at the moment just because of the birthday that came up. It did just feel like the right time to read it. It was just lovely and sweet, heartwarming, heartbreaking at times, and just seeing Mitchell throughout the book evolving and going through that grief and coming out the other side. I think it's just a really empowering book for anybody. So yeah, let's get that cover up again. The Secrets of Sunshine by Phaedra Patrick. The tagline on the front of the book is, "Sometimes you find happiness in the most unexpected places." And underneath it says, "An emotional and uplifting new novel from best-selling author of The Library of Lost and Found." The audiobook for here was released in May 2020. There is another book on here on audiobook called The Little Italian Hotel, and that sounds lovely. Matthew Lloyd Davis as narrating the book. I just loved it. I loved the accent that he gave, especially for Liza, when she's got that kind of northern accent, and the images that pop up into your mind with a voice is kind of impressive, really. And then there was a point when there was a character who was kind of like American with a bit of a Yorkshire accent in there, and it was just like, the accent that came out was kind of spot on for being American and Yorkshire at the same time. There's obviously like a bit of like a road trip type thing happening when Mitchell and Liza kind of team up to find out what happened to Yvette. But yeah, and then his daughter Poppy kind of along there for the ride as well, and yeah, I just thought it was really sweet and lovely, and I'm really glad I listened to it when I did. Secrets of Sunshine, Phaedra Patrick, beautiful front cover, yeah. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you next time with another video. Mwah! Stay safe, love you all, bye.